you're not even in the group, you know, poetry.
Huh?
I thought you were. I thought you joined that group before.
What group?
It's okay. It's a need to know basis. Huh? What's going on, guys? Today, let me put on the flash. How do I do that? Is there a flash button? Here it is. So today we're doing a backfill, and I put the description in the description of the word in my description. Wait, the description of the word in the description. Yeah, that is correct. So pretty much what it is you're filing down the old acrylic and reapplying new acrylic. And with using colored acrylic, that's actually really common. Not a lot of people enjoy doing it, but you know, I do what I'm told, right? Isn't that right?
Yes.
You know, I am the greatest listener. You know, like if the client says they want something, I'm gonna be like, okay. I could be backed up. My client could be waiting outside in the parking lot, and she'll say that she wants to do something like a design. I have a hard time saying no, but I try to be a little bit more firm these days. So yeah, so we're gonna use this color Russian Doll. So right now we filed everything down. All right, we filed it all down to like almost to where her nail is. This is probably her fourth fill, but now that we're gonna go to colored acrylic, because we did have a colored acrylic on there before. There was like a lighter kind of nude colored acrylic. But since we're gonna use like a darker color, I want to show you guys what we're gonna end up doing, because I already did one hand. So we're gonna end up cutting it out. And this is a really nice color. Like this is gonna pop when we put the top coat on. So since we're gonna use a darker color, and I'm gonna use this color Nude Panther 2. It's one of my most favorite cover powders by Not Polish. Which I'm gonna do that first. And the tools I'm gonna be using for that, since I don't know where my X-Acto knife is, the X-Acto knife is actually the knife that, it's like a little scalpel, I guess, if you know what a scalpel is, you know, what doctors use. I just got a razor blade. And I got this. So a lot of times when you're cutting out acrylic, you're doing it on a new set. And it's a lot easier to do it over a plastic tip versus this. This is already hard. So that's why I'm gonna have to probably go back and recut it with the razor blade, because this is obviously not gonna adapt. It's not gonna adapt to this tool, you know? It's not gonna bend with it, you know what I mean? So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna do those nails first. So let me get a little bit better lighting. Yeah, so that color Russian Doll is, I really like that color. Oops, excuse me. My glove is being disrespectful. Pink glove should automatically fit my hand. I don't know what's up. Okay. All right. So I got the nail tilted downwards. I like to add a little monomer on there, only because it just kind of makes sense, you know, you wet the surface and like things just slide down. So I'm not gonna grab too big of a bead. Put that bead right there. Immediately we're gonna put that bead in the center of the nail. So you guys notice I just moved it around a lot. What I like to call that is you're pretty much setting the bead up for success. You know, once you get the bead into place and you do these long body strokes, let me zoom when you do the long body strokes like this, you've already set your bead up for success. It's like raising a kid. Well, it's not like raising a kid. Definitely not like raising a kid, but you know what I mean? You raise them where, you know, they go to college, you set them up for success. You raise them the right way. Actually, that's a horrible analogy. Don't listen to me, guys. So yeah, I wet this a little bit. And I'm going to make a tiny indent of where I kind of want it. And then I'm going to place this right here. This is already kind of matte. So, and then I'm just going to push down like that. And then I'm going to use this bigger side. I rotated it so I can get some of this other stuff off. So I know it's not perfect. I know that I'm going to have to go back around and I'm going to have to cut it with my, I'm going to have to file it with my emery board. And what the emery board is, it's that 80/80 grit file that you use to shape the side walls and the top of the nail. So I'm going to come back and I'm going to clean that up a little bit. But sometimes when you just do it over a plastic tip and you cut the acrylic, since the plastic tip bends a little bit and adapts to this shape of this tool, you can actually have a pretty clean cut where you can just use your brush and monomer and you can almost just clean it up a little bit and you don't have to go back. But since she's getting a backfill and she's putting me through all this pain, this agonizing pain of having to file it off, straight up be a part of this dust life. I go home with dust like all over me. So we just want to set this bead up for success. Just so when we do the nice long body strokes, we're just shaping the nail, because later on, I'm really not trying to do that much filing. For real. So I want to see where the edge of this is. The edge is right there, and I'm going to leave a little indent right there, and that's where I want to cut my French. So I'm going to wet this right here. Oops, I wet the wrong one. I'm going to come back. So I always get it on the bottom of my finger. So I'm going to rotate it a little bit and use this bigger portion, this bigger curve, and I'm going to clean the rest of that. I guess I don't need the razor blade. We're good. So normally, if it was a tip, I would be able to just kind of go around it and just kind of clean it, you know, as it's still kind of wet. But since we did it over a hard surface, which is pretty hard, I'm going to come back with the emery board, and I'm going to clean up that that curve and make it a lot more clean. And we're also going to use one of these glitters too. So this color is M52 Russian Doll. This is actually one of my most fave fall colors. I've been using it for two falls. This would be the third fall I'm using it for. All right. So we're gonna wet the surface just a little bit. There we go. So sometimes these darker colors are a little bit more runnier. So immediately I just want to be really cautious and just making sure that we don't have this color dripping all over the place. So now that I've set my bead up to how I like it, I'm going to do my nice and long body strokes, you guys. Really soft. And actually, like, the color that you guys are seeing, it's a little bit lighter than what's shown in the video. So we're gonna take that. Just like that. So this pinky nail, we're gonna wet it a little bit. And what I think I'm going to elect to do is I'm gonna put the bead on sideways. Just like that. So we want to be really careful because a lot of these dark colors, you can like what just happened just right there. I almost lost it, you know. You definitely want to be very attentive of every angle of the nail when you're applying these dark colors, because it can easily start flooding the cuticle, or it can start dripping down the side wall, or it can just do all of what I just stated. And with these colors, you want to apply it the best you can. So for one, you don't want to file that, and for two, you don't want to make a mess. And we almost lost control. So now we're gonna do this thumb. So we're gonna wet the surface a little bit. Open your fingers. I'm gonna wet that a little bit. Set my bead right there. That bead was probably a little bit too big. Yeah, it was definitely too big, you guys. But like I said, I'm paying extra attention to every angle of the nail because I don't want to lose control of my bead, you guys. Because that's when it's going to get really messy. It's going to stain the client's skin. You know what I mean? And I definitely don't got time for that. Because today's Wednesday. Today's hump day, you guys. I hope all of y'all having a good hump day. Because this is what I'm doing on my hump day. I am doing nails. Yep. What's up, on high?
What's up, brother?
What's going on? How you doing?
How's your trip?
It was really good. There. You see how it's staining that? You can always take some monomer, you can clean it, you know? I know a lot of times people say, like, you don't want the monomer to touch the skin. But that's what I do. I like to clean it with my brush and the monomer. So we're gonna cap this for a second. I need this one nail, and what we're gonna do is, like I said earlier, I'm going to take this and I'm just gonna go very, very, very lightly. We're not even gonna go too much. There you go. And we're just gonna do just a little bit. Take my little soft brush. Two. I'm gonna grab a small bead, you guys. Start right in the middle. And I'm gonna push that up, right up to the side with the tip of my brush, you guys. And then this stuff's gonna drip down on the side. And we're gonna kind of just control that powder and put it back on the side. So right here, as I'm bringing the powder down, this area right here, since I'm gonna put some glitter in there, I'm gonna apply a lot more pressure. And I'm gonna push down kind of hard. Only because I want to leave a little bit of room to add my glitter that we're gonna put on top of it. And then I'm going to encapsulate it with clear. And all this right here that's on there, we're gonna file that off. I'm gonna wet that a little bit. So like I said, I'm gonna grab a small bead and lay that right there in the middle, kind of making sure that it's not gonna drip on the other side while I'm working on this side. The more you do this, you guys, whoops, see how we almost lost it? The more you do this is the more you'll get more familiar, you'll have more control over your acrylic. So like I said, at the tip of the nail, we're going to thin it out a lot more, you guys. Yeah, only because we're gonna add this glitter. Yep. So that was the color M52 Russian Doll, you guys. Now I'm gonna use this color called 24K. I like this color a lot. It's got a touch of gold in it. So we're just gonna grab a small bead and we're gonna try to just keep this kind of just right at the tip. And we're gonna kind of try to create an ombring effect as it's going back up towards the cuticle and back up towards the smile line. So that's why we wanted to make the tip a lot thinner, you guys. See, we're just very lightly just kind of just pushing it up. I might come back and try to get some of these bigger pieces. So that's it. I know that's a lot of work just for the these two nails. But that's all right. I mean, if you're a nail tech and you learn these techniques and you do these techniques, you should definitely charge for these techniques. Because I mean, everybody's time is worth something. Even her time is worth something. She takes time out of her day to come over here. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. To come over here and get her nails done. She drives all the way from St. Paul. So yeah, so I'm gonna wet this a little bit, just because I like to glide. I like to have the clear powder glide down a little bit, and having to do that, you're creating less bubbles. So I'm gonna lay this bead on there, right in the middle of there, and I'm gonna kind of push down. When I'm pushing down, what's happening is I'm creating like little wings, like little hips on my nail, because I'm only trying to encapsulate this bottom part, you guys. I'm gonna go really lightly. So I would much rather leave it a little bit thicker at the tip, like how I'm doing it right now, than leave it too thin with the clear acrylic. I'm gonna show you guys. So I mean, that's not really too thick, right? I mean, so the reason for that is because I would rather file with the E-file underneath right here where my brush is, underneath the tip versus filing on top. And since this is like her fourth or fifth fill or whatever, a lot of people's nails naturally grow downwards. So essentially you're just rebalancing the nail, making it straight again. So that's what we're gonna do. We wet that surface. We're gonna grab a small bead of acrylic. And what I like to do is I like to just put it right in the middle, but I like to put a lot of pressure down. So I can create these little hips on the side, right? That way when I bring down the acrylic, I don't have to force the acrylic to the left or right side, the outer edge. Because when I first initially put that bead on there, and I put the pressure of my brush down, it made the acrylic widen. And that's what, oh, excuse me. And that's what created the hips. So I feel like that's good. Sometimes you want to just make sure you don't leave it too thick on the side because, like I said, so it's really not that thick. So I'd rather file from underneath. So let me put my mess away. And this design, I'm gonna do a lot of, I'm just gonna put a few crystals on it with probably a flame on each one of those two. I really like that style. So we're gonna look at it when it's all together. I'm gonna use the back end of my emery board to create that separation. You can use your fingernail too, but my fingernail is usually kind of sharp. So I'm gonna file this thumb first. So ideally, this is how long you would really want to file on somebody's nail. So that's it. So you don't want to take too much time filing. So definitely focusing on the acrylic application is vital, you know, if you want to cut time. Okay, going forward. Whoop, there we go. We're good? My client falling asleep.
Long week already.
Bless her soul. She works with children. So if you guys notice, I'm not filing this part first at all yet. I always wait to the end, especially now that I'm doing a backfill. Hold it right there for me. I don't want to file the top because it's just wasting time. I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna file the top again later on. I might as well just do it all at the end. Oh no, you right? That's horrible. Why I gotta do that to you while I'm on a live? There's like 65 witnesses too. So yeah, normally that doesn't happen. You're better if you just kind of go like this with your, there you go. That's perfect. You good? You relax? There, much better. See? So that's what we got, you guys. So I'm actually gonna take off my pink glove and start filing with the e-file. And I'm using this MetaPro e-file. Let's quote this one. I like it because it's got the digital speed right on it. So usually when I'm filing like acrylic, I'm usually filing at like 13, 14, even sometimes 17,000. So that's it. So not too much filing with the e-filing, you guys, either. You definitely want to focus on application, so then later on you don't have to file too much with the e-file. It's much better that way. My client's a buzzkill. She just killed my buzz. She's like straight up knocked out right now.
I haven't slept before with you, so this is amazing. So tired. And it's so dark outside.
Yeah, it is dark. It's starting to get cold in Minnesota. Yeah, it's good though. You know, you're supposed to breathe. If you really want to feel the air, you're supposed to breathe in for 4 seconds and then exhale for 5 seconds. You never heard that?
No.
Well, you should try it. Count to 4 when you're outside, breathing in. When the gust of wind blows into your hair, as you're walking to your car, as your nail tech is standing at the doorway, making sure that you're making it to your car safely, that would be a moment of breathing in for 4 seconds.
Okay, I'll try it then.
Don't forget. I'm gonna be disappointed if you forget. Because people down south, they don't get the air like how we get up here.
Yeah, I'm sure.
You know what I mean? And then people in Colorado don't get the air like how we are here. You know what I mean? Because they're above sea level. You know what I mean? So like we live in a state where we have 4 seasons. I'd much rather be in a state where I could surf and snowboard at the same time, all in the same day. You know what I mean? Here you can't even surf. But yeah. But you know what I mean? Like the air has definitely changed. Like, cause I was gone for 2 weeks and I came back. The air has changed.
Yeah, well, when you left, it was still warm.
Yeah, and then you guys had a little heat. You guys had like a little heat wave. You know, it was like
Hot.
it was like
It's like 90 degrees.
it was like 80s to 90s. You know, and I don't know. I think that's still nice weather. But was it humid?
I think on like a day or so, but my
Yeah.
building doesn't have air conditioning, so it was.
Yeah, that's. There. That is it. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna come back. And the reason why I'm doing this is because sometimes when you take the E-file and you E-file from left to right, you're not, you're making it, this part not straight anymore. So this is just only to just kind of tidy up the loose ends, you know? Dot the I's, cross the T's type of thing that you're doing. Bye. I'll see you tomorrow. And if you guys noticed, I have not filed the tops of the nail yet. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna buff the nails first, and then I'm gonna buff the nails first, and then I'm going to file the tops. So really, I do that last. So that's it. I'm going to take my buffer and I'm going to buff it lightly and kind of buff with X's. You never want to really buff in the same direction. So you want to go one way and then you want to go the opposite way, you know, so on and so forth. You never want to just buff one direction. You kind of want to buff it like an X, like diagonally one way and then diagonally the other way, like how I am right here. You want any crystals on other ones?
Which ones?
Not any of them. Are we doing crystals? Huh? Do we? Have we been doing? We always do Swarovski, right? But the other ones we didn't, right?
Yeah, we've been doing on the last ones.
And those are still good, huh?
Yeah, like I'm a bit like there's some sparkle in here with these little
No bling?
sparkles. I don't know.
Are you being serial right now? Huh?
I don't know.
Look, I don't know if we can book any more nighttime appointments. If this is the kind of behavior and the decision making that you're gonna be making, like whenever you come see me, I don't know. I don't know if I can endure any of this because you trying to fall asleep makes me want to go home too now.
Go sleep.
Like I have no more energy. My energy just went from like 110 to like 10. I'm not even gonna lie.
It's been a long day.
You know what I mean? So I'm gonna do the bottoms real quick like that. So now that I did that, you guys, this is what I'm gonna do, all right? Now this is the time where I file the top of the nail. I always wait till the very, very end, especially when I backfill. So you see that? I'm gonna take my drill now and then I'm gonna go underneath the nail and clean it and making sure that all the tips are proportionately even with each other. But I'm not gonna lie, this color is giving, right?
Yeah, I really like it. I really like this color. It's very fall.
That's right. I just gotta talk to you so your ass don't fall asleep. For real.
I'm so tired. But when I get outside, it'll wake me up.
These type of work conditions, you know, like clients falling asleep.
That means that it's like relaxing.
I don't know. You make me feel like I work too late and I need to like change my schedule.
No, I think it's good. It's just dark now.
Yeah,
We finished
we
at
didn't-
this time before, but it hasn't been so dark.
we haven't even had daylight savings time yet, have we?
No, I don't think so.
I mean, did the class go backwards already?
No,
Huh?
I know it's coming, but there was also talk that they were just gonna keep it.
So whenever I'm running this underneath, I'm always running this at a high speed, you guys. And the reason for that is because the higher the speed, the easier it is to get rid of the excess stuff like that. You see that? It just comes right off. The slower the speed, it's actually gonna get stuck there and you're gonna have to use your nail to get it off. So I learned that on my own. So I run this part at a lot higher speed. Just like that. So I'm running it at like 26,000. You see that? So I'm gonna leave this video up for you guys. I can't really see the comments. I left my trap phone at home. It's at the crib. Oh. Okay, so we're gonna get rid of a lot of this stuff right now. My client is not gonna wash her hands. So I'm gonna just clean some of this like so. I got all that, okay? Okay, don't touch anything else, okay? So I bought this on, oops, no.
Did I touch it?
Yeah, he's gonna get dust on him. So I bought this at on Amazon. I'm gonna leave this video. The only thing that I don't like about it is it's a micro USB. I kind of wish it was a Type C, just because it would charge faster. But I guess it really doesn't matter if you charge at nighttime before you go home. It doesn't matter. So I mean, that's just wishful thinking. So we're gonna put some crystals on here, okay? It's just a couple, okay?
Yeah, small ones.
Don't yell at me, okay?
Small ones.
It's just gonna be a couple, and we're gonna put
Oh, baby size, son.
like this one. I'm gonna put one of that
It's
that
not
one.
baby sized.
We're gonna put that one.
Like those.
So if we did them like right here, if I just did like 1, 2, 3, and then put one of those ones right there. No.
Too big.
Okay, should we just go one larger one and then one small one?
Yeah.
One larger one, one small one?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. See? Told you guys, I don't get in my feelings when I'm working. I just focus. I do as I'm told, so whatever the client wants.
Or are we doing it on, should we do them with these? Or
Huh?
not these? What do you think?
On those ones, you could run a couple on the side.
Yeah,
Hmm?
let's do that. Since there's already a little lineage to the other piece.
Bling. That's what she uses. So I'm using any kind of glue, you guys. I use whatever glue I got accessible. Because what I'm doing is I am gluing the crystal directly on the acrylic. So I got a little thing like right here. A lot of times people use toothpicks, but I don't use a toothpick. Put my little drop of glue there. And I like to put it on this way. Only because for some reason, when I look at it the other way, it always seems straighter when I look at it this way. So just like that. So as we discussed, we're gonna put a tiny one right here, and you don't want to use too much glue because you don't want the crystal to drown in the glue, because that's what's gonna create that white cloudy residue. That's gonna be just a little bit.
Cute. Yeah, that's cute, Sonny.
Good. Good, because I put my I put my heart and soul into these mugs. For real. Like I got plants at home. I just got a new plant. I gotta make sure my new plant is alive.
You have one here. Why didn't you just bring them to the office?
And I'm all that they have. You know, and I just want you to be considerate of like yeah, you got things to do, but then I got things to do too. I'm recently became a plant dad. I got plants at home that need me. I'm all that they have. Honestly, it's good to have some sort of life form at home. See? It's cute.
Okay, should we do the thumb?
I mean, yeah, or do you want it on the side?
Can we do it on the side on the thumb?
Okay.
And then I think that's good. We don't want to overbear.
I mean, this is from a person that used to overbear all the
I know.
all the damn time.
I know.
And
I'm learning from my mistakes. So,
I never thought it was a mistake.
I know. But I just want to, we're keeping it classy. Always classy. simple.
It doesn't matter to me.
I know, but I like your input, Sonny.
Thank you. I just throw it out there because at the end of the day, you know, it's you're wearing the nails,
This is true.
and I want you to like them. So is that it?
Yeah, I think that's good.
That's good. Excuse me, you guys. Should you remember? Okay. So
Flip them and then I put them
yes,
in.
I'm looking for something. Looking for the top coat. Here it is. Okay, let's take a look at this. So I always like to start with the index finger, which is this finger right here, you guys. I start with this finger first. Only because if I start with the pinky first, the pinky's gonna be tilted a little bit and it's gonna flood the corner. It's gonna flood the cuticle. So I always try to just start with the index finger first and I work my way to the pinky. That way when I do the thumbnail, the hand is not tilted long enough for the polish, for the gel color or for the top coat to run down the cuticle on the side. So you'll see what I'm talking about here in a second.
This color almost looks brown too. I like it.
I do too. So that's the last finger that we're gonna do, you guys. And come back. And I'm gonna paint the thumb. Right, you guys, come back and paint the thumb. And since I polished the pinky last on these set of 4, we have no gel color that's dripping on the side, right there. So I'm gonna wipe that just a little bit, you guys. Okay, watch out for your sweater, okay? You good?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Great.
So turn a little bit. Perfect. So, yep. I'll repeat that again. So the nails tilted downwards. I'm gonna polish the index finger first, all right? And by the time we get to the thumb, because we're gonna do the pinky second from last. And when I polish the thumb, and then come back and check the other nails, just make sure that the clear coat is even, we just reduce the time that the pinky is gonna be slanted. And there shouldn't be any top coat dripping on the side towards the cuticle. So that's the reason why I choose to polish the index finger first, y'all. So it's really hard to believe that this was a fill, you guys, but it's not really a fill, it's a backfill, which is a term that they used way back in the days when solar nails and pink and white nails was really, really popular. And that's where you would file everything down and then re-put the pink and the white. But since that term is kind of similar to what we did right here, since we're doing a fill, but it's not really a fill, so I really feel like we should call it something else, because we're actually doing a lot more work than actually just having her nails off and then putting a new set on, versus filing down everything and making sure that it's thin enough and then putting acrylic on. I try not to think about it too much, but as you know, if you think about it, it's definitely doing the most for sure. You know,
What's doing the most?
where we're filing everything down, like how we did today. Like we didn't even remove these nails.
Right.
What we did is we filed everything down where it's thin, without burning you, without making you bleed, and then reapplying acrylic on top of that, and making sure that all these colors that we're using covering it completely. You know, versus having the client come in and we just
Do a new set.
do a new set, because that's really just so much easier to do than to file all 10 nails down and then reapply a color, a different color. So I guess what I'm implying is that, you know, if you're gonna do it that way, that's cool. But like, for example, this is like our 4th or 5th fill, like I said. So what you're gonna wanna do is, you know, maybe recommend darker colors towards the ending of the lifespan of her nails, of her acrylic nails. So for example, this is her 4th or 5th fill. So now we completely changed the color from that lighter color. We put Nude Panther and we did these cutouts, and then we put a darker color on these nails. So that way later on, when she comes back, she's not gonna be like, okay, she wants another backfill or she wants a new color, but she doesn't want to remove her nails. Because if this dark color was right here, then we would have to file it all the way down, and then we would have to make sure that whatever color that we're using is gonna cover it. And a lot of times it's not gonna cover, so we're gonna have to put like a bead of white acrylic on top of that, and then we're gonna have to put our color on top of it. I mean, it's still doing the most. So, I mean, really you wanna just recommend, refer the client to, like, if they want to get a darker color, just do it towards the end of the lifespan of the acrylic nails. So like her, this is her 4th or 5th fill. She wanted a darker color, and
You didn't even have to recommend it.
I didn't even have to recommend it. You wanna put that one back in? She wanted a darker color, and you know, I know already, since she's my regular client, like look, we're gonna have to do some new ones next time.
We already had that, yes.
Yeah, we already had this
We
talk
already had
before
the
we went live. I was like, if you try and get this dark color, it's a wrap. You gotta do new ones
These
next
lasted
time.
a good time.
Yeah, they did, like almost all through summer. Yep. So yeah, I'm gonna give you guys a close-up look of what we did. Can we put the other one over here too? On top? Yep.
Yeah, the gloss really makes it.
So yep. Whoever was watching me do this backfill, you guys have a good rest of the evening, okay? You'd like to say bye?
Oh, bye everyone.
Any last words?
Have a great evening. Live your best life.
Live your best life. All right.
Get some rest.
All right.
Rest your bodies.
All right. You guys have a good night.